Welcome back everybody to Extreme Off-Road Silly Bills, and today we're dealing with the 2022 Subaru WRX. Now this has 957 horsepower, 628 pounds-feet of torque from a 4 litre twin turbocharged flat 6 engine. The car itself now weighs 2,824 pounds, still has its all-wheel drive system, but it now has off-road tyres and off-road suspension. And it can now do 0 to 60 in 3.487 seconds, 0 to 105.887 seconds, and going to a top speed of 227 miles an hour. So the fastest Subaru that we've had on this series so far has been the STI ARX Supercar version of this WRX. And that was really rather quite quick at 3 minutes 17.439. It was easily one of the fastest cars that we had at that time when we took that car out. So big shoes to fill with this car, but as you can see by the stats, it's got a lot on its side. Off-road capability, braking, launch, acceleration and speed are all excellent, and even the handling is fairly decent, which is aided by one of the aftermarket modifications you can do to this car by putting a spoiler on it. Obviously you could put the Forza Horizon spoiler on it, but I've given it the aftermarket version instead, and that has improved handling somewhat. Obviously it's added a little bit of weight, but I think the handling is the extra handling is worth the compromise there. So yeah, expecting big things from this. It's a pretty solid all-rounder in stock form. There's really no area that it's not, marginally good at, and there's plenty of reasons as why it's good in even great in other areas. So yeah, and obviously being from a company that has a long pedigree of rally success, it should hopefully prove successful here. So yeah, let's see what it's going to do. Now the all-wheel drive system shouldn't be too much of a worry, because obviously that was in stock form, so there shouldn't be too much understeer with this. Typically it's with cars that have been converted to that way, because that's not what they were meant for. Here it should be more than able to deal with the all-wheel drive system, even with all of that extra power going for the front wheels, because we do obviously have a lot more power this time around. We had about 270 in its stock form, which is a decent amount for a car of its type, but yeah, now with well over 900, we're obviously asking it to go a hell of a lot quicker than it could ever do originally. In fact, on that straight alone, we got past its original top speed of 164. But I feel even with the off-road suspension and off-road tyres, this is handling really rather nicely. It needs those upgrades to not only be part of this series, but also to deal with the rough stuff, but they consequently also do have negatives when it comes to handling. They help you deal with this kind of thing, and the jumps and the landings and such, but you also can somewhat compromise the handling and the amount of G-forces you can put through a corner. But as per usual, when it comes to any kind of racing, there's always a compromise to be had. Found that a great deal with Forza Motorsport and the online racing. Just about trying to strike as good a balance as possible with that compromise. And so far, I feel like we've done just that with this car, but as per usual, as I've said with many other cars on this series, just because a car feels good and is seemingly quick, does not mean that's going to be the case at the end of the line when it comes to how fast it actually has been. Cars have felt slow before and ended up being quick, or cars have felt, frenetic and damn near uncontrollable and ended up being really rather quick. So yeah, there's really no telling what the time is going to be at the end. Certainly wouldn't have predicted that the Mitsubishi would have been the exact same time as a Ford Focus STI. I think it was a Focus version, and yeah, that was kind of mad really, considering how different they are in terms of age, and the fact that Evo had all-wheel drive in standard form, whereas the Focus was only ever front-wheel drive. Yeah, considering all of the differences between the three exactly the same time was really rather quite unexpected, to say the least. Flying along there. Oh dear, bit bouncy. Oh dear. As per usual though, when you are in the air you do not have braking or steering, so it's not very useful to have it bouncing around like that. Well, we're not as quick as the STI RX Supercar, but we are damn close. We're only about 1.5 seconds behind, which, considering that was a really powerful car, I think it was even lighter than this. That's impressive, and yeah, it's comfortably the second fastest Subaru that we've had on this series so far. And yeah, it's well within at least the top 60, top 70 at the very least. So yeah, 3 minutes 18.982 puts us ahead of the Hot Wheels Diora 2, Volkswagen SP2, the Abarth 695 Piposto, Jaguar XE SV Project 8, the McLaren 620R, and off-road vehicles like the struggling to find one, Ford F-150 Raptor R, the Chevrolet Silverado LT Trail Boss, the Rivian R1T, the Rivian R1S, the Nissan Safari Z370Z Safari Rally Tribute, and the Jeep Gladiator Rubicon. And it was the Fiesta STI that was actually as quick as the, well, I say the Mitsubishi was as fast as the Fiesta STI, which I was, or ST even, that I was talking about earlier. With this being actually quicker than the Ford Focus ST as well. But we are slightly behind the Link & Co number 100 Cyan Racing 03, the Bentley Continental GT Convertible, the Lamborghini Cyan Roadster, Cooper Tavascan Concept, and a Porsche 550 Spider. And like I said, the ARX Supercar that, you know, is based on this vehicle is also slightly quicker than we are, but still overall a fantastic vehicle. Really rather nice to drive, mostly controllable. Had some issues going up and down in the air at times, but outside of that it was all pretty damn great. So yeah, highly recommend getting this car if you haven't already. It's currently in the festival playlist for 20 points, but nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.